Good evening, and sorry I'm a couple of minutes late. I remembered, then I forgot, then I remembered, then I forgot. I got distracted. But here I am, and today we are talking about how to find your ideal client or how to find your dream client. As a writer or an online communicator, obviously, if you are communicating, you have to know who you are talking to. And this is the reason why we need to know how to find or talk to our ideal clients in or our dream clients in a way that attracts them. This is one of the basics of marketing. So it's almost like you're going back to the basics. I'm going to keep today's short. What I want to do is share with you a resource that I created quite a few years ago. A few years ago, I created the resource, and actually, I was in the process of packaging it and putting it on my website. And I thought to myself, okay, this would be um, place for us to a great place for us to talk about this. Now, the concept of ideal client is something that if you spend any time in the online marketing space, you would have come across this thing called the ideal client. We say things like ideal client avatar, ideal client profile, your audience profile, target, well, so target audience sort of, but basically it still falls along the same lines of who is it that you are talking to. Now, the premise or behind this ideal client profile or ideal client avatar is that if you are able to define who they are, then obviously you will be able to talk to them in a way that resonates with them, in a way that connects with them, in a way that attracts them, in a way that makes them know that you understand who they are, what they're going through, and that whatever solution they are providing to them is what is it is actually for them. So the resource I'm talking about is actually a workbook which I created. And in that workbook, there's 52 questions. I'm going to try and locate it now so that I can share it with you. I will also put the link to it on I'll put the link to it on in the chat so that you can um, just grab a copy. It is called the Dream Client Profile. Hold on a second, and let me just call it up now. And it is profile. Okay, Dream Client. Right. So okay. So one more thing. Okay, I have not given my people ample warning, so somebody might walk in now. I'll have to send them away. Just keep your eyes peeled in case you see any naked people walking behind me. Then just let me know. Dream client, dream client. Okay, so it's a PDF. It has 52 questions. And basically, what most people teach, is that you need to when the basics of marketing. If you went to school for marketing, they'll tell you your target audience, and it'll be their age, it'll be their gender, it would be their their educational this thing, their marital status, that kind of thing. But when it comes to the ideal client avatar, you actually go a bit deeper than that, because what you're trying to do is really dig deep to find out, and really dive deep to find out more about this person, what it is they are going through, what are their pain points. I mean, we talked last week, we talked about pain, and this is actually a very good way to continue that conversation. We talk about what are the things they are going through, what's their pain points, what's their worldview, what what are their beliefs, what are their values, what are the things that they are aspiring to, and so on. And once you are able to define that, that actually helps to clarify your messaging, and it helps to um, tailor your messaging. Now, for every organization or for every business, you really ought to have at least one dream client profile. This is like it's actually like you're building a profile of a real person that you are going to be talking to. And once you know this person, probably better than they know themselves, once you know this person, you will know them so well that you know what it is that, what do they want out of life. So if you have something in your business to offer, you might, because you know this person so well, you would know how they receive it, or you would know how you need to talk to them about it, or you would know how to, or even if you just want to have like everyday conversations, or maybe like you're posting on social media and you want them to interact with you or have conversations with you or engage with you in some way, this, knowing them that well, helps you to really communicate with them in a way that's powerful, in a way that resonates, in a way that really um, that you cannot do in any other way, because it's a real person that you're talking to. So let me. I believe I have a copy, so I will hopefully be able to show you. Mm, 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 mm. Okay, window. Okay, right. So let me share this. Okay, so this is our Dream Client Workbook. Right. So, um, the Dream Client Workbook, say her name is, so you're going to give her a name. It's a real person, or his name. It's a real person. So they're a living, breathing person. They have a name, they have a family, a personality, they have their hopes, their dreams, their fears, their frustrations, you know. And one way to create this dream client is not really just to pluck them out of thin air, or pluck that personality out of thin air, but actually they can be like a composite of people that you've either, somebody that is your, maybe your favorite customer, or two or three of your favorite customers. You can use that information, or you can have conversations, do surveys, that kind of thing, or just any form of listening in the online space or face to face. You can then, you're able to create this avatar, and that now becomes this person. And the practice, I know a lot of some people that are watching this would probably know that, but the practice would be that you would find a picture, give the person a name, and then start creating the profile. So this workbook has 52 questions that help you, and I'm going to quickly just run through some of the headings and a few of the questions. And basically, the better you know the person, the better you are able to reach the easier it is for you to reach the person, the easier it is for you to even know what they need, as to know what stage in the buyer's journey they are, and how to meet them in that buyer's journey. Now, there's not, I mean, this workbook, if you were to get a copy of this workbook, you would need a good maybe an hour or two, sit down and focus and answer the question. The more you write or the more you type, the more you are able to build this person. So we start with the basics. So are they male, female? What's their age? What's their relationship status? Are they married, single? Is it complicated? Divorced? Do they have children? How many children? How old are their children? What are the children's names? Where does the person live? Do they live in a house, in a flat, in a cottage, in a tent? What kind of house they live in? Are they renting? Are they or do they own their own home? What kind of car do they drive? Do they work? That kind of thing. So the basics. Then, and in that way you can write a narrative about this person, you know, what's their level of education, what school did they attend, did they finish at secondary school and start working, did they go to university and then become a housewife or, become a homemaker, or did they work for a while, become a homemaker, whatever it is, what's their profession, are they lawyers, doctors, teachers, service providers, medical professionals, healthcare professionals, nurses, petrol station attendants, whatever. What or do they have a business? What kind of business? How many employees, and so on. So you begin to build that person. So that's the basics. Now most dream clients, ideal client avatars stop here. They usually just go into the basics of how old are they, how many children do they have, what school do they go to, where do they live, what car do they drive, that kind of thing. But this particular dream client workbook is when I created it was like I created it with content creators in mind. So content creators, podcasters, YouTubers, um, bloggers, email copywriters, people who are doing email marketing, or like I said, I already said podcasters. So basically, I created it with those kind of people in mind. I think let's put on the light. Yeah, with those people in mind, because you are communicating with people, and sometimes like with a podcast or with a YouTube channel, it's an ongoing conversation. So you need to know who you're talking to. You need to know the kind of language that they would respond to. Some people respond to casual language, some people respond to sometimes it's insider language depending on your the audience that you're doing and what you're talking about. I remember when I was when I was teaching cake decorating, cake people have a different language. You're talking buttercream and ganache and um, side scrapers and cake boards and cake boxes and all kinds of things, ingredients, ovens, decorations, painting, tools, fondants. So they have their different languages. So it depends on who you're talking to. If you're whoever you're talking to, there might be a specific language that they would respond to. That's just what I mean. So, but what you're trying to do with this is that you want to go deeper. You want to get a very clear picture of not just their outside life, but also their inside life, also their the way they look at the world. What do they believe? What are their goals? What are their aspirations? What are they struggling with at this point in time? How do they articulate that struggle rather? So this, like I said, is a very good continuation of the discussion that we had last week about talking about pain and being able to articulate the pain that of the person that you are talking to. Now, it's not all about pain. We're talking about getting to know somebody in such a way that you become their friend, you become their trusted advisor, which is what you want to be. They're not just your customer, they're your client, they're people that you're going to take care of, and you're taking care of them because you know them. You know what they are what they need at each point each stage in their journey. You know where they are now. You know where to meet them. You know what they need to hear. You know what they need to do. You know what they need to be able to overcome. You know what they are grappling with, and you know how to help them to overcome those struggles. So it just takes us, like I said, this contains 52 questions, and you just go deeper and deeper by just digging deep, answering those questions. So I made a note here that says for each new product or each new offer. So like I said, for every business, at least you should have at least one dream client. But sometimes you have several dream clients for your business. Sometimes you are catering to more than one audience. So like maybe you are catering to the end users, but you're also catering to the people, to the providers, or that kind of thing. So basically, um, for each audience, you have to create a profile, and that will then determine the language and the conversation that you're having with each one, so that you're not saying talking to everybody in the same way. The way you talk to a 12-year-old boy is different from the way you talk to a 19-year-old first year university student, which is also different from the way that you talk to a 35-year-old professional who is starting her business. So that's um, so that's the reason why you need to really have this definition. Now, let me just say this. A lot of people avoid this exercise. A lot of people know this exercise in theory, but to sit down and do the actual work of it can be quite daunting. So that's why I created this workbook. You know, it just walks you through step by step and gives you even some prompts that you can use to answer the question. Like for instance, now we're talking about her fears and her desires. Um, it says here, try to go as deep as you can into the heart of your clients so that you can serve them with love. When you list the things, they could be tangible things. For instance, their desire might be a clean home, but or an intangible thing, which might be freedom, a happy marriage, peace of mind, etc. That kind of thing. So I mean, it just makes you dig deeper. For instance, if you ask somebody, "Oh, what do you want out of life?" People will just maybe most people will say money, but then you then ask why. Why do you need the money? Oh, because I want to be able to pay my bills. And you ask why? Why do you want to be able to pay your bills? So that I can live this is why, so that blah blah blah. Why? So you dig deeper and go deeper and deeper. So you might now discover that the real reason why they want to make the money, the real reason is not just to pay the bills, but there's some two or three layers of deeper. It might be freedom, it might be peace of mind, it might be power, it might be control, it might be something. But once you're able to dig deeper, then you are able to come alongside the person to help them to achieve what it is that they want to achieve, or to be able to speak to them in a way that you show that empathy. So etc. So another list 10 things she wants, 10 things she doesn't want, and what are her deepest fears. So we've talked about the fears, what they say they don't want. Then we dig deeper. What are the deepest fears? What do they want? What do they worry about? What do they secretly fear may be true about their life? What scary thoughts are they afraid to face? What's the worst case scenario related to their situation? In other words, what do they fear might fail in their life if their situation continues or if it gets worse? What do they fear others might think of them if they discovered this fear or this weakness or this thing? What are they afraid to lose? How are they afraid people will see them differently? So you can see that this is not just going into like, oh, I don't want to be broke, but you're trying to go dig deep, like I said, And it takes a level of empathy. I use this word a lot for some reason, where it takes a level of empathy, a level of compassion for the person that you want to serve, And the wonderful thing about serving people with your business or your product or your services or with that with compassion is that people recognize it. People, they can sense it, they can smell it, even if it's even if it's packaged in a very professional way. People can sense the compassion and the care that you bring to what you're doing. And one way to have that is to have that empathy. This is what people are going through. This is what they're really afraid of. This is what's driving them. This is what they're running away from, or this is what this is a problem that they're afraid to face, etc. So we go into the to their fears and their pains and their desires. We also talk about their dream life. What do they secretly want? Then we also talk about you can also talk about her belief systems. Does she believe in God or he believe in God? God, how does she see the world? How does she see, there's people that talk about karma, talk about good vibes, they talk about the people who talk about God and Jesus, so what does life mean to them, life after death, spirituality, blah blah blah, and all those kind of things. You need to know everybody is different. So you need to know what your own person belief system is. If they have a belief system, everybody's belief system drives what they do. It drives the way they approach the world. It drives the energy that it determines the energy that they put towards certain things. It determines the things they go for. It determines the things that they can easily let go of, and so on. So belief system, now, like I said, your job is not to change their beliefs, attitudes, or behavior. Your job is to create a message that resonates with those beliefs, attitudes, or behaviors. So basically, just showing that you understand. You don't even have to agree, but showing that you understand their belief systems. Again, more questions like how the worldview, what are their core beliefs, what are their values, what do they stand for, and I like this workbook because there's a lot of prompts, a lot of good prompts that us to help us to express, because sometimes it's not so much that you don't know who your person is, but being able to put language to what it is that or to what it is that you know about them. There's something about somebody saying to you what you've been thinking in your heart. It's like I mentioned last week that that there's a saying that the best marketing is being able to take part or being able to join in the conversation that is already going on in somebody's mind. So this is the same thing that you're doing. Once you know this person so well, you know what it is they are really how they see the world, what they are grappling with, and all that kind of thing. You are able to then come to them and meet them where they are and interact with them on the basis of knowing them in that way. So, like I was saying, it's one thing to know them, like maybe for instance, now I can say I know my husband. Is one thing to know them, but then it's another thing to be able to put language to the things that you know about them. And once you put that language, people are like, oh yes, he gets me, she gets me, that kind of thing. So 4 minutes left. Yeah. So more prompts. Who is failing them? Where are they stuck? What are their blind spots? What are the common sticking points on their journey? And so on. So, like I said, you can use the Dream Client Profile workbook for product. You can use it for a business. For a specific product, you can also use it for a business. You can create the person or the persona or the avatar of the person of your ideal audience or the ideal client. So again, this is one person that you are talking about. This is one person's profile. Now, the wonderful thing about this, And again, might be saying what some of us already know. The wonderful thing about it is that once you know who that one person is, it does not necessarily mean that every single client of yours will fit into that mold. But basically, that is enough for you to attract a lot of people who are going to be just who you generally speak the same language. Because one thing that you need to know is that one, you are not for everyone. Your business is not for everyone. What you have to offer is not for everyone. Because the world is different. Everybody has um or every business has the people that that you would say they are called to serve, so there's a lot of things in play, like the timing and all that kind of thing. And then also sometimes somebody might need something, but they might not be able to receive it from somebody, but they might be able to receive it from someone else. So being able to be that person for your own people, in quotes. So that's what this does. It helps you to, once you create and start speaking to that person, once you have that person in mind, once you write an email, once you're write and sending a video, once you're doing a live like this, once you have that thing of that you're talking to this person, you know who they are. You don't have to say, I know you who you are, I know what keeps you up at night, blah blah blah. But so it affects the language you use, it affects the approach you use, it affects your strategy, your processes. You might now realize that, okay, this is the thing that I need to focus on, this is the thing I don't need to talk too much about, but this is the one I need to really emphasize, etc., etc. So that's how being able to create this kind of profile, or this avatar, or this persona helps your business. Again, I said it's going back to the basics. Going back to the basics. Anybody who is a communicator, especially in the online space, because not everybody has the opportunity to meet people face to face. A lot of the time, we have to make videos, we have to write, we have to make signs or flyers or whatever. But being able to communicate or know who it is you're talking to in such a way that you know what it is that they need. I remember hearing one person talk about this, and he talked about how I think the company sold candles or something, and that they had an avatar. I think maybe let's just say the avatar's name was Anna. So if somebody comes and says, "Oh, there's this candle, we want to sell this candle," they would take one look at it and they'll be like, "Anna will not like this." Just that, because they know her so well, or, oh, she would love this packaging, oh, she would like this Christmas thing, oh, she would like this promotional these games that we're doing or whatever, or she will not like this, or she will like this, because they know their avatar so well. So that is what you want you want to happen. You want to create this person, and then you want to sort of breathe life into them, because you're a creative person. You want to make them come alive in your mind, and then you want to start communicating to them. And by doing that, once you are communicating with them, there's that level of certainty, there's that level of there's that niche again, which kind of attracts certain people as well as repels the people that are not your people. So I think I am going to stop there. Not that I think I am stopping here. So I said I was going to share the link of the dream client profile. So let me the dream client workbook. Um, so that is it. Okay, so that is it. Sorry that I changed my car. Um, I will also share it on my LinkedIn. It is a paid workbook. It's on sale now. And but if you would like a copy, send me a DM and I will send you a free copy of this. But the important thing is that you sit down and you fill it out, and that um you fill it out, you answer the questions, and then really build this person up, you know, what are they saying, what lies are they believing, and so on, and make notes. It is you're doing it for your business, and it is like an asset. Once you created it, it's something that you can have as an asset, as a marketing asset that you can pass on to somebody to say, this is our dream client. Please go and create some content, create some emails, create some blog posts. This is the person that we are talking to. This is the person that we are serving. So that is my that is me done for today. Um, Thank you so much for taking the time to spend half an hour with me. I will see you next week Tuesday. We have crossed the halfway mark of Writers Room. This was Writers Room day week 7, and we have 5 more Tuesdays to go. So wish me luck, and I will see you next week. Bye.